Hi class, this is Miss Bacon and here's the lecture for chapter 5. And I was looking at it and they are pretty much focusing on Microsoft Word. So I wanted to continue a deeper explanation of the tabs in Microsoft Word for you. So in the chapter 4 lecture, we went over the File tab. So I'm going to skip over that and start at the Home tab and kind of go over the commands that we see in the ribbon. So starting off, we have here in the clipboard group of commands, you can actually cut and paste, copy and paste. You can format your printer. You can also open up your clipboard to see what's printed on the clipboard, which is kind of nice. You can clear it or paste it. So that's a little bit about the clipboard set of commands. Moving on, right, we have the font group. So here I can, for example, I can bold text. That's kind of how it looks. I can make it italic, so it's slanted. I can make it underlined. I can do a strike through. I can change my font, right? There's so many different fonts to choose from. I can also change the size of my font. I can pick it here. I can input a number or pick a number. I can also click on this to grow my font. Do you see how it's getting bigger? And then here I can shrink it. And these subscripts and superscripts, these are pretty much, I remember when I took my chemistry class, these were really helpful in writing out chemical equations. So that's when you would use those. And with my text, I can give it special effects, right? I can do like a shadow effect. It's kind of cool. And they have here all these other different commands, which is kind of nice. I can highlight my text. That's kind of nice if you're trying to emphasize something. And I can also change the font color, right? There's lots of different colors to choose from. And here I can make things uppercase, do a toggle case, capitalize each word, can do those sort of functions there. We have here this one, I can clear all formatting. So it's kind of like an undo function. And last but not least, remember too, the dialog box launcher. This is where you can see additional functions that you can use in the font group. So moving on to paragraph, right? So if I were to highlight this paragraph, right now it's left justified. I can make it centered. I can make it right justified. I can make it justified on both the left and right margin. I'm just going to go back to the way it was. I can add bullets to it. I can make sort of a numbered list. And then here is sort of a multi-level list I can choose from. There's options. And I can change the spacing. I can put more spacing in between that paragraph or less spacing. Add or remove spaces between paragraphs as needed. In my fill, let's see here. So this is kind of a nice box fill. You can choose different colors there. I can sort my text from A to Z. I can add borders. So we have here, I can add like a box around the paragraph. There's lots of different options in here. Let's see. I can decrease or increase the indent. That's kind of what it looks like. And clicking this button is nice. It shows you all the different, this would be the paragraph marks that you can see in your document. So that's kind of nice. So that's a little bit about the paragraph. So next up, right, the style section. I don't really use this that much, but obviously you can click on the different styles, right? And your paragraph will look different. So it's a little bit about the Home tab. So if we look at the Insert tab, you can insert a cover page, a blank page. You can do a page break, which is kind of nice. So you can break up your document into different pages. I can insert a table if I needed to. I can insert pictures off of my computer, pictures off the internet. I can insert shapes, all these variety of shapes into my document. I have here's Smart Art. I can also insert Smart Art. I can insert charts. I can do a screenshot of this document and share it. And they have additional add-ins. I can insert an online video into my Microsoft Word document or a hyperlink. I could even insert a comment about this paragraph if I was editing it. I can insert, a header. This would be like a space at the beginning of your document and format that. I can insert a footer in my document. So it's the bottom part of the page. You can insert information in the footer. I can insert page numbers into my document. I can insert the date and time, my signature, symbols, equations. So there's lots of things that you can insert into your Microsoft Word document. It's really amazing. Now, if we go to the Design tab, here too, I can change the design of my Microsoft Word document. There's all these different designs to choose from if I was a professional writer. And then even the color schemes. I can choose different color schemes in my design. They have themes over here to choose from. All these different colors. Gets really creative. Kind of like that purple. I can do a watermark on my document. Say it's confidential. Do a page border. Ooh, that looks neat. Well, that was the page color. I made it black with purple. I can do page borders. So this is, a nice little border around your document. You can insert that. So it's really amazing. I think I might undo a little bit. So it's so amazing how much you can stylize your document. And then too, with the Layout tab, right, we have here, I can, here with the page setup, I can change the orientation from just standard to landscape. I can mess with the margins. I can add columns to my document. There's also other things here. In terms of the paragraph, the indentation, usually, it's 5 characters for an indent. I can mess with that. the spacing in between paragraphs, I can mess with that here. And with the arrange, right, there's some additional functions here. You can insert pictures in your text. You can wrap text around your pictures. So it can get really creative. And then if we look at the references tab, I can insert, if this was a book I was writing, I could insert a table of contents. And we have here, I could insert footnotes into my paper. If I was writing a paper, I can insert a citation if I was citating a resource that I was using in my paper. And we have here, I can pick what type of style that I'm writing in. Usually it's APA for college classes. This is kind of nice too for the bibliography. So if you write a paper, you have to sort of cite your sources, and the bibliography helps you to cite them in the format that you're supposed to. So this is a wonderful tool in Microsoft Word. It makes your job so much easier. It's all there formatted for you. And we have here, other things. I can insert captions, insert an index. If it was a book, right, that would go in the back of the book. A table of authorities, kind of crazy. And we have here, in terms of mailings, this one is really nice. At work, I have been able to do this. So oftentimes we have to mail patients their lab results or whatever, or some kind of order. And you can, with the envelopes, it's really nice. I could say here, the delivery address, would be Hoag Medical Group. And then, the delivery address is the patient's name. And the return address, right, is Hoag Medical Group. But you can use this, and then you would insert your envelopes into the printer, but you get a nice printed out envelope of, something that you got to send to a patient, and it looks very professional rather than handwriting it. So this is really nice. We can send out envelopes that are printed on. You can even make your own labels in Microsoft Word. The mail merge is really nice too. So say, for example, that you have sort of a generic letter that you need to send to all of your patients. You can use the mail merge to basically have this generic letter, and then on each of the letters you create, you'll have the patients, all of your patients' names, their addresses, on each of the letters. So maybe you'll have like a batch of 25 that you need to send out. So the mail merge is a really nice feature that you can use if you ever need to send out a mass mailing. And we also have, let's see, that's about it for the mailings tab. And then the review tab is nice. This is where you can check your spelling and grammar. You can access the thesaurus if you want to kind of mix up the words that you're using in your document. You can figure out the word count. You can also do a smart lookup. You can translate your document into different languages, add more comments to it, track it in certain ways, make changes to it. And then we also have the View tab. So this is where I can view the ruler and view the document in different ways. I can zoom in and out on the document. I can also open it up in a window in different ways and create macros or shortcut commands. So that's kind of it for the different tabs in Microsoft